Hello guys, so today it's a chess video and I wanted to show one of the games that I played, and this was it's quite an interesting game. So I was playing as black and obviously my opponent was playing as white. So the game started with e4. He played e4, I played e5. He played with his king's bishop, so to c4. I replied with knight to c6. He played knight to c3. Then afterwards, I played knight to f6. Then he played a3. I thought, okay, why? I don't know. I just thought it was a bit strange that he'd play that move. I mean, yeah, there was the threat of maybe having this bishop come over here and pin, but did that need to happen? I don't think so. I think he could have been better with just continuing his development. Anyway, I decided to be a bit ambitious, and I took the knight. No, I took the pawn with my knight. He recaptured, so right now I'm down a knight for a pawn. Then I struck in the center, and with d5, attacking both the bishop and the knight. If the bishop takes, the queen would recapture, so that's exactly what happened. And then an interesting move comes. He plays queen to f3. And I thought, oh, okay, this is great. Let's be ambitious. Let me play this move here. Knight to d4. And if you noticed here, the bar went down. I mean, before, knight was actually black was in a very, very good position. It's minus 3.4. So black had a much more preferable position according to the engine. Then I decided, you know what? Let's just attack the queen again. Harass that queen, bringing it out early. Obviously, we can see the arrows here. What comes next? Boom. I'm like, what? What? Honestly, I was thinking, what is going on? This guy. That's it. Played knight there. I was thinking, oh, it's check. Okay, that's fine. Those of you thinking it was going to be an exchange of queens? No. It only went one way. I had to take his knight. What else? He took my queen, and I thought, Honestly, I was thinking, do I resign? And then I thought, you know what? No. I can still take this pawn on c2. And it's with a check, so I thought, okay, let me at least do that. Then I went on to take the rook as well. And this guy, I don't know why, he decided, I think I know why. He decided he was going to bring his pawn forward, be ambitious, probably with the idea of bringing his bishop over here to b2 and then capture my knight. So as we can see here, I replied like this, bishop to e6, and this guy, instead of maybe accepting that, yeah, he's got my queen, just keep playing normally. No. What did he do? Greed. Best believe this guy got punished. So I played my rook to d8, and then he took. The punishing doesn't happen yet, by the way. I played my bishop to h6, and I kind of wanted to just keep this pawn in place, because if he had moved, then I would end up taking this pawn with a check as well. So I'm just trying to get my pieces active, because at this stage, I'm down a queen. I've got some other material and I've got more activity, but my king is still in the center, even though he can't really take advantage of that, because his only piece that's out is actually his queen. Whereas I've got my knight in the game, my bishop, this rook as well. So, as powerful as a queen can be, it can't really outplay 4 pieces like that. He gave me a check, and I decided to block with my rook, and then he gave me another check, and then I blocked. The position, he could have repeated, and we could have maybe, settled for a draw. In my position, in my case, I would have been happy. But with him, I don't think he was happy to draw, given that he had won my queen, which is fair enough. You know, at this level of chess, typically if you win someone's queen, you're probably going to beat them. And then he decided to not repeat and played queen takes a7. So he took my pawn on a7. And it was a big question mark. And now we can see black is actually better now. So this red line is where there's equality, and anything above that, where the majority of the line is taken up by black, means that black is better. So I played check. Apparently it wasn't that great, but whatever. And then he moved his king to e2. Then I played bishop c4. Then, for some reason, he didn't put his king back. I think, again, he didn't want to repeat the moves because he didn't want to draw. And then I decided, okay, let me bring my knight over here. And to be honest, at this stage, he's only got one move, which was king to d1. Then I decided to play my bishop to b3, you know, threatening some sort of discovery attack. I think he was afraid of that discovery attack, even though, to be honest, looking back at it, there wasn't really anything that I was threatening. His queen was all the way down here, so I couldn't necessarily move my knight out the way and attack his queen. So, but I think he was still scared of it. Then I decided, okay, let me give him a check. And actually, he can't come out this way because the knight's controlling this square. Can't come out this way because this bishop here, lovely bishop guarding. And I think if he had come this way, then I would have won his queen. So he decided to go back. Then I gave a check. And for some reason, he decided, again, not to repeat the position. He decided to go this time to f1. And I thought, okay, that's where I played my bishop to c4. Apparently the computer doesn't like this move, but fine. He then blocks with his knight, and I thought, okay, I didn't have to take this knight straight away. I can actually add some more pressure. Now there are two pieces attacking. Then I thought, right. Then he decided to push his pawn forward. I thought, what is going on? You know, this bishop is still pretty trapped. He's not really doing anything. I took with my knight, again with the threat of a discovery attack. So at this stage, by the way, let's just look at the pieces on the board. He has a queen, a rook, and a bishop, whereas I have two rooks, two bishops, and knights. And in terms of pawns, I'm actually down a pawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's got 5 pawns. Whoops. Oops, oops, oops. That was not what I was meant to do. Let's, no, not meant to go that far. So, yeah, I took, and then he moved his bishop out the way, his queen out the way even, and then I took the bishop as well, and he recaptured. I then captured with my rook because it captures with check. Then, for some reason, I honestly thought he was going to play his king over to e1. I don't know if he was scared maybe of, I don't know what he was scared of. Maybe actually he was scared of me checking him this way if he had gone there, but I don't know. And then we've got this bishop move that I played. Then I decided, let me play my rook to d4. Apparently that was a blunder, but hey ho. It's only a blunder if you can capitalize on it. And then he himself played a move that wasn't supposed to be good. I moved my king up. I honestly thought he was going to capture my rook, even though his queen would have been left pretty isolated and pretty inactive. But he tried to give me a check again, and I thought, why? I moved my king down this way. Then that way, when he gave check, my king then got its nice shelter. And at this stage, I honestly thought he was going to capture my bishop. In which case, if he had captured my bishop, I probably would have interpolated maybe this move, and then gone here, and then I would have recaptured the queen, and then, you know, he might have recaptured. Okay, black is still winning at this stage, but yeah, he still white has still got these two pass pawns, which black would have to deal with, and you'd still have to be pretty careful with how you play. You can't just relax at this stage. But anyway, going back to where I was, um, he decided to move his queen up. Well, naturally, I captured his rook and had a check from my rook on d4. Then he moved. Then I played bishop check. I think he was scared of another discovered attack, so he moved his king to f2. Then I played my rook to d2, and that was check. And then he decided to move his king down to e1. Then I played rook e2, check. A better move for him would have actually been to play king over here, but I think he was scared of a discovered attack of some kind. To be fair, I can understand why, but what would he have done? Gone here? Well, if he had done that, then I probably would have done this to check him, and then it would have been checkmate. It would have been over. So, that probably wouldn't have worked. So I think to avoid this discovered attack, what he decided to do was go king to d1, but then that allowed me to get my other rook out with tempo as well. And at this stage, what can he do? There's nothing he can do. That king can't move anywhere. This bishop nicely protects this rook. This bishop blocks any flight squares as well. So that was it. The only thing he could really do is block with the queen, and then it's checkmate. That was an interesting game. I think maybe he got a bit careless because he won my queen. Having said that, I was scared. And to be fair to this person as well, we played before and he thrashed me. So I'm glad. I'm glad that we replayed, and I'm glad I didn't resign, because I wouldn't have had this interesting game to show for it. So yeah, that's it.